everyone, welcome to Stretch Break. My name is Amber Lakeford, and for today's stretches, we'll be using our chairs, and we'll also be doing a few standing stretches as well. So to get started, feel free to have a seat in your chair. If you are using a desk chair, one that rolls, and you're able to, please lock those so you don't swivel around and roll away. We're going to start stretching out our feet and our toes. So I want you to first, on that right leg, we're just going to lift that heel and we're going to drag our toes backwards underneath our chair, actively pressing our toes down into the ground until we feel a nice, gentle stretch on the bottom of our foot. We're just going to hold here and we're just going to breathe. I want you to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. While we're sitting here, I want you to think about sitting up nice and tall. Imagine that you're trying to be in a straight line from the top of your head all the way to your tailbone. Good. From this position, I want you to curl those right toes under. So now the tops of our toes are pressing into the ground. And I want you to actively press your ankle forward. We're now stretching that front of the ankle, front of the foot here. Same thing, just taking those deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more deep breath. Very nice. Go ahead and put your right foot down so it's flat on the ground, and we're going to perform the same stretches on the left side. So lifting that heel up, dragging those toes backwards until we feel a nice stretch on the bottom of our foot, actively pressing those toes into the ground. Give just a little bit of feedback, adding a little bit more to that stretch. We're still sitting up tall. We're making sure those shoulders are pulling down away from our ears. One more breath here. And now we're going to curl those toes under. Now the tops of our toes are pressing into the ground, actively pushing our ankle forward, trying to make a straight line all the way down our shin to our toes. Deep breath. Very nice. Go ahead and relax that left side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to straighten both legs. Feet are together. We're going to flex our toes up. So we're trying to curl our toes back towards our shins. And we're going to do a few roll downs. We're going to do 3 to be exact. We're going to start by tucking that chin down towards our chest. Slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time, reaching those arms down our legs, reaching for those toes, reaching for the ground. Once you've gone as far as you can, I want you to inhale and then exhale. On that exhale, slowly rolling back up. We're imagining we're going to stack one vertebrae at a time on top of each other. Your head is the last thing to come up, and then we'll roll back down, starting with that chin tucking. We're going to do 2 more here. Try and get as much movement through our spine as we can. Inhaling at the bottom, and exhaling, rolling back up. Good, that was 2. We have one last one. So tucking that chin, rolling all the way down as far as we can. Once we've reached the bottom, we're going to inhale and exhale, rolling back up for one last time. Your head is the last thing to come up. Good. For our next exercises, we will be standing. I do have some modified versions that will show you where you can perform this seated as well. I'm going to be doing most of these standing just to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. To start, we're going to do a bit of a hip opener here. So I want you to stand. You're going to be at the corner of your chair. One hand is going to be bracing on the back of it. I want you to lift your leg up, opening that knee out wide. So we're opening up our hip as wide as we can. Our left leg that's planted on the ground, I want our toes facing forward. Hips are staying as square as we can. If we cannot get our knee or our foot on top of the chair here, you can do this seated. You're going to sit, and you would be normally opening up your right leg. Since I have the wall here, I'm demonstrating on the left, where you would just open up your hip seated here. Everything else would be the same. So once we have that knee in position, I want you to take your right hand, pressing and opening up that hip. So we're just lightly pressing on that inside of our knee, standing up tall or sitting tall. Just trying to get a little bit more hip opener here. You might feel a nice stretch in that inner thigh. I want you to take one more deep breath here. And exhale. We're going to take that left hand, we're going to reach up. Right hand reaches down towards our foot. Left hand reaches over to the side here. Reaching as far as you can. We're getting a nice little lat stretch while we're doing this. One more deep breath. On that exhale, I want you to lower that left arm. We are going to turn our hips so they are facing forward, and we're going to take that right leg and we're going to bring it over to the left. We're kind of crossing it over that midline. We're doing some internal rotation here. Left hand is going to grab that knee, and we're just going to actively pull it a little bit more towards the left. We're trying to pull our leg as close to our body as we can. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling through your mouth. If you are doing this seated, you can straighten out your left leg and cross your right leg over that left leg and perform it that way. One last breath. Go ahead and take that right leg off the chair. I'm going to switch sides because now I'll be doing the same thing from the left. You can go ahead and brace your left hand on the chair. We're going to open up our hip, placing that left foot on there. Feet and hips are still square. Actively pressing that knee open. Getting a nice stretch in our inner thigh. We're still standing tall. Inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. One last breath here. And we're going to take that right hand and we're going to reach over the top. Left hand tries to reach for our foot. Trying to make a C shape with our spine. One last deep breath here. And exhale, bringing that arm down. Next, we're going to turn those hips forward. So we're all facing the same way. Left leg is going to cross over our body, actively pulling as close as we can. If you are seated, I'll demonstrate. Go ahead and straighten that right leg, crossing that left right over there. That's how you perform it seated. Otherwise, we're just getting a nice stretch kind of on that outer hip area here. One last deep breath. Very nice. Go ahead and take both feet off of the chair. For our next exercise, you can do this standing, or you can feel free to have a seat as well. I'm going to stand for a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to take our right arm, we're going to lift it up so it's shoulder height, and we're going to cross it over to the left. Left hand grabs our elbow, and we're just pulling our right arm as close to our chest as we can. We're keeping that right arm straight, so you can go ahead and let that wrist and those fingers relax on that right hand. Give me 2 more deep breaths. Very nice. Go ahead and release that right hand. Left arm reaches up, crossing over. Right hand grabs at the elbow and actively pulling as close to our chest as we can. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Very nice. One last deep breath. Go ahead and relax out of that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to lace our fingers behind our back so our palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to slowly straighten those elbows, actively opening up that chest. Shoulders are pulling down and away from our ears. Think about lengthening your neck. I want you to give me 2 more deep breaths here. Holding this position, we're going to take our right ear and we're going to pull it towards our right shoulder. And we're stretching out that left side of our neck. Still doing that chest opener. One more deep breath on this side. Exhale, switching sides. So now left ear pulls to left shoulder. One more deep breath. Go ahead and lift your head back up and release those fingers. We're going to end with a few wrist circles. So I want you to bring your hands in front, lace those fingers. We're going to bring our hands, so we're going to tilt them down, over to the right, towards your chest, and then over to the left. We're going to do 3 circles in this direction, getting as much range of motion as you can. Once you've done 3 circles in that direction, you're going to switch, pulling to the left first, back to our chest, over to the right, and down. One last circle here. All right, go ahead and release those hands. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. This was Stretch Break. I hope you feel a little bit less tension, a little bit looser, and ready to get back into your day. My name is Amber. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next week.